The anticipation surrounding the Green Bay Packers is palpable. With Jordan Love stepping up as what many are beginning to see as a franchise-caliber quarterback, the excitement in Green Bay is building. However, let's not overlook the broader implications of the upcoming season. As we dive into the latest developments, it's crucial to consider not just the talent on the roster, but the road ahead and the potential pitfalls that could derail this promising trajectory. Where are you watching from, Packers fans? We want to hear your thoughts on this season's outlook, so don't hesitate to share your opinions in the comments. Starting with the big picture, the Packers appear to be making all the right moves. General Manager Brian Gutekunst has been nothing short of meticulous during the offseason. In the 2026 NFL Draft, the decision to trade up for impact players like Chris McClellan and the strong-legged kicker Trey Smack showcased a commitment to excellence. However, the offseason wasn't just about adding new faces. It also involved tough decisions, like saying goodbye to longtime contributors such as Rashawn Gary and Romeo Dew. In their places, the team welcomed defensive heavyweights like Javon Hargrave and Benjamin St. Just, adding depth and experience to a roster that desperately needed it. One of the most pivotal moves was the extension of Jaden Reed, which solidifies the offensive core around Love. With Micah Parsons returning to full strength and the offensive line bolstered by Yeagerburton, the Packers are clearly putting together a blueprint for a Super Bowl run. But, and this is a big but, the success of this roster hinges on how the 2026 schedule is constructed. The reality is, the NFL season is a grueling test of endurance, and the Packers may find themselves at a crossroads if the schedule doesn't favor them. The immediate danger lies in a potential brutal, travel-heavy stretch against elite competition. Picture this: back-to-back road games against the Saints and Buccaneers, followed by a lengthy flight to Los Angeles to face the Rams. Individually, these contests seem manageable, but together they represent a month of relentless struggle that could wear down even the most prepared teams. The challenge of playing in New Orleans, with its deafening atmosphere, coupled with Tampa Bay's formidable defensive line, could turn those games into brutal affairs. And then there's the Rams, who thrive on a high-octane offensive tempo. The cumulative toll of these environments is not something to take lightly. If the NFL schedule places these games in the middle of the season, the Packers could easily find themselves scrambling just to survive. Travel fatigue is a legitimate concern. It impacts preparation, recovery, and even sleep schedules. A stretch like that could test Green Bay's depth like never before. And let's not forget about the NFC North, which has become a battleground. The Bears are fielding a much-improved team. The Lions have proven to be contenders, and the Vikings remain a wild card capable of turning the tide on any given Sunday. If the Packers end up with a late-season stretch featuring 3 divisional games within 4 weeks, it could become emotionally taxing. Divisional matchups are a different beast altogether. Opponents know each other inside and out. They're aware of your tendencies and strategies. Every snap transforms into a physical contest where the stakes are incredibly high. While Lambeau Field is still one of the most daunting venues for visiting teams, even the frozen tundra doesn't make every game an easy win when the intensity is at an all-time high. We witnessed the ramifications of this last season, with Green Bay's promising campaign collapsing under late-season pressure. The emotional toll of must-win divisional games can drain a roster, no matter how talented. And then there's the ever-looming specter of the short-week trap. For the 2026 Packers, this could prove catastrophic if the schedule doesn't play in their favor. Imagine facing a fierce Sunday night matchup against a team like Buffalo or the Jets, only to be thrown back into action on Thursday night against another elite opponent. The physical and mental strain of such a schedule can be overwhelming, particularly for a team that relies on rhythm and timing, like Green Bay, under Love's leadership. As we analyze the potential for recovery after such punishing games, it's clear that veteran-laden teams often struggle the most when faced with short rest periods. The accumulated wear and tear can be a silent killer, undermining even the most promising Super Bowl contenders. The crux of the matter is this: the Packers have the talent to contend for a championship, but they could just as easily find themselves stymied by scheduling pitfalls. If the NFL schedule makers don't account for the nuances of travel, matchups, and rest, the Packers might discover that their fiercest opponent isn't another team, but the structure of the season itself. With that in mind, let's transition into our next topic, where we'll take a closer look at how the team is preparing for the upcoming season and what strategies they're implementing to navigate these challenges. The Green Bay Packers find themselves in a rather intriguing situation at the running back position as they head into the upcoming season. While many fans and analysts viewed running back as a pressing need during the offseason, the front office and coaching staff seem resolute in their decision to proceed with their current roster. It's a bold move, but is it the right one? At the forefront is starter Josh Jacobs, a Pro Bowl caliber player who, while still immensely talented, is beginning to show signs of wear as he enters a pivotal year for his future with the organization. The recent decision to let Emanuel Wilson walk in free agency to join the Seattle Seahawks further complicates the narrative. Was that a missed opportunity or a calculated risk? The Packers now look to Chris Brooks, a player who operated as RB3 last season, known primarily for his pass-blocking prowess. He's received a 2-year extension, which indicates the organization's confidence in him. Behind Brooks, the depth chart features Marshawn Lloyd, who has struggled to stay on the field due to injuries, as well as Pierre Strong Jr. and Damian Martinez, both of whom ended last season on the practice squad. The only new face in the running back room is undrafted rookie Jaden Nixon. In this context, one has to wonder, can this group hold up over the long haul, especially when Jacobs' future remains uncertain? Let's take a closer look at Brooks, who may not be a household name, but he brings a level of versatility that could prove invaluable. Offensive coordinator Adam Stenavich noted, "Chris runs hard. I like how he runs. He can wear all the different hats that you need when playing running back." It's important to recognize that while Brooks may not generate highlight reel plays, he demonstrated impressive efficiency last year. He led the running back room with an average of 3.15 yards after contact per attempt and boasted an 86.9 run block grade from Pro Football Focus, ranking him second in the entire league. Brooks may not be a game changer, but his consistency could be enough to keep the wheels turning for the Packers offense, especially in critical situations. With the unpredictability of Lloyd's health looming large, the team is left with more questions than answers. His potential is undeniable. However, the reality of his injury history complicates matters significantly. Last preseason, he showcased a flash of brilliance with a 33-yard reception, but in the same breath, he only managed to accumulate a meager 15 yards on 6 rushing attempts, averaging just 2.33 yards after contact per carry. That's not exactly instilling confidence for a franchise that needs reliable options moving forward. Despite these uncertainties surrounding Lloyd, there's no immediate pressure on the Packers to make a hasty decision on his future, as he remains under contract through 2027. Stenavich articulated the need for patience and a reset mentality, saying, "Whatever's happened in the past, you've got to reset and just take it one day at a time." It's a sensible approach, and while optimism is warranted, the reality is that the team must tread carefully given Lloyd's extensive injury history. As we look ahead, it's clear that the Packers are not just addressing the current season, but are also setting the stage for future years. The running back room may lack depth, especially when considering the outlook beyond 2026. The coaching staff will need to assess their options throughout the offseason program and training camp, taking a measured approach before making any definitive proclamations about the direction of this group. So, where do you stand on the Packers' decision to roll with their current running back lineup? Are you hopeful that Brooks can step up and carry the load? Or are you concerned about the lack of depth and the potential for injuries to derail their season? Comment below on where you're watching from and share your thoughts. Now, let's transition to the next item on our agenda. As we wrap up this segment, let's dive into the significant impact of rookie defensive tackle Chris McClellan. The buzz around him is palpable, and it's no surprise given how quickly he's adapted to the Packers scheme. Fans, where are you watching from? Leave your thoughts on McClellan's potential in the comments. Now, McClellan, a third-round pick, has already made quite the impression during rookie minicamp. It's crucial to remember that this time of year, with no pads and limited evaluations, can be a challenge for assessing young players. However, the coaching staff is clearly excited about what they've seen from him thus far. Defensive line coach Vince Agabase praised McClellan's ability to absorb the techniques and schemes at an impressive pace, suggesting he's ahead of expectations. This early enthusiasm is a good sign for a team looking to bolster its defensive line. The Packers' decision to draft McClellan speaks volumes about their strategy and philosophy in building a formidable front. At 313 pounds, he brings a perfect blend of size and skill, essential for both pressuring quarterbacks and stopping the run. General Manager Brian Gutekunst highlighted the importance of maintaining size on the defensive line, indicating that while smaller, quicker players have their place, a solid core of larger athletes is crucial to prevent being outmatched in critical situations. The Packers recognized the urgency of securing McClellan, especially after seeing several defensive tackles fly off the board before their first pick. They knew that if they didn't move up from pick 84 to 77 by sacrificing a fifth-rounder, they could miss out on a player they viewed as a cut above the rest. Gutekunst's decision reflects a calculated gamble that has so far paid off. McClellan is now part of the Green Bay family, and early indicators suggest he could be a game-changer for the defensive line. As we look ahead, the Packers are keen to see how McClellan develops once training camp ramps up and the pads come on. The front office and coaching staff are focused on ensuring rookies learn how to learn, preparing them for the high-stakes moments of the season. Given the buzz around McClellan, it seems he's on the right track to making a real impact on the field. As we close out this segment, let's not forget, the potential of this team lies in how well they integrate their rookies into the roster. McClellan represents more than just a draft pick. He embodies the hope and ambition of the Packers' future. Fans, what do you think? Will McClellan rise to the occasion and solidify his role in our defensive lineup? Make sure to subscribe and share your opinions about Green Bay Packers in the comments. Your insights are invaluable as we navigate this exciting season ahead.